Last year, it started off as a group of students in a classroom who had an idea to create positive change. 1 year and 6 projects later, we continue to shed light on issues in our community and around the world. We are the city.
Change impacting Toronto's youth.
The group empowers students to launch their own social initiatives that help on improving global and local communities with help of funding, consulting, and mentoring with their projects.
Good afternoon, I'm India.
My name is Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Neil.
And I'm Savannah.
And on tech, we have Aditya and Hillary.
Since March 2014, we have launched 6 projects which have raised awareness on issues concerning our members and their community.
Established a partnership with Rotary International in the process.
Generated over $80,000 to be donated to local nonprofit organizations.
And impacted the lives of over 900 individuals.
We are on the frontier of social innovation by creating projects that focus on meeting the needs of our global community. The city is creating a meaningful impact,
One project at a time.
Last year, we started 3 projects which tackled social issues that our group members had unfortunate past experiences with.
Helping Hands, a project dedicated to raising awareness of child abuse.
Hunger Warriors, an initiative which addresses food insecurity in the Toronto area.
and Project Dreams, an initiative whose goal is to address our lack of education on the First Nations Canadians in Toronto schools.
For each project, we created tangible products to sell to create awareness of these issues, and in just a matter of weeks, raised over $900.
100% of this revenue was donated to 3 organizations: Redwood, the North York Harvest Food Bank, and the North York Community House, all of which are improving the same issues we're passionate about solving.
Recognizing our strive to be agents of change, Rotary International has established a partnership with C.I.T.Y, recognizing us as an official Rotaract Club of Rotary International.
Founded in 1905, Rotary International is a group of self-motivated, passionate individuals who come together as a community to tackle some of the world's most challenging problems, such as polio eradication and sanitation in developing countries.
Through Rotary, we have been given an endless amount of support in the form of networking opportunities, as well as funding for some of our initiatives.
Last year's success not only gave us the inspiration and motivation to continue with our initiatives, but to also involve our school student body in the city's impact and make them the successors of the graduating members.
So, in September of 2014, we were given the opportunity to speak to our school about the projects that we took on last year and also obtain new and enthusiastic students for this year's city.
Concerned students were asked to propose ideas they wish to implement in their own community. Within a short period of time, we received numerous applications.
Now that the city team has grown, we have organized ourselves into several departments in order to operate more effectively. And we're proud to say that in addition to city members from last year's team, we have 9 new recruits for the 2014-2015 year, all who are young, passionate, self-motivated leaders who share an equal amount of strive to solve the social issues that affect our world today.
We would now like to take you on a journey of our growth this year.
According to Pathways Canada, in our community of Lawrence Heights, the household annual income is $15,000. That's $3,000 below the poverty line in Ontario.
Many families in our community today resort to purchasing cheap, unhealthy food and are forced to overlook the implications of what poor diet has on their health and of their families.
Located behind our school is an invaluable resource, the garden. This was implemented by the PAC program, which teaches life skills as well as mentoring for at-risk youth in priority neighborhoods such as Lawrence Heights.
This garden did not only give us a space for students to learn about agriculture, but it also provided our community with produce that they could afford on an annual basis.
So we realized that our garden could be the bridge that connected low-income families with healthy, nutritious foods.
So in September 2014, we familiarized ourselves with the school garden and manager, Adam. I was a part of the class which organized a luncheon for the TDSB executives as well as the teachers to promote urban farming. We also started a farmers market where in just 3 sales days, we made over $1,500. We decided that 75% of what we made would go back into the garden.
The remaining 25% was put towards microfinancing loans for hard-working individuals all across the world through Kiva, a nonprofit organization whose aim is to eliminate poverty through the loans provided by people from all around the world. Here are 2 individuals who received funding from this event, the Coe family and Rosalia.
The garden was something we really wanted to implement into our next project. So, we used the winter term as an opportunity to plan for this initiative.
But knowing how cold it gets in Canada, with the temperature going below -20 degrees, how do we ignore those who sleep on the ground outside? And with this in mind, we decided to create a project
Together, we came up with the Warm Up for Winter initiative, with the goal to create 75 kits, each including hats, mittens, socks, and other winter necessities for Toronto's homeless.
We dedicated a whole week of fundraising and even participated in the Rotary International Dragon's Den competition for funding. In the end, we raised over $1,250. That's enough to make 120 kits, surpassing our original goal of 75.
These kits were donated to the Native men's residence in Toronto. And not only did we work in the front line, distributing several of these kits in the downtown area, but we also worked in the residence preparing meals.
This experience was rewarding in that it opened our eyes to a different side of Toronto. And we're grateful that not only were we able to warm people's hands this winter, but also their hearts. The city is creating a meaningful impact,
One project at a time.
As the ground began to thaw after a frigid winter, the city began planning its biggest project of the year, the stock market.
The stock market is a community-supported agriculture initiative which aims to bring individuals closer to the farms where the food is grown.
So by utilizing our school garden, we aim to promote more urban and local farming as a way to receive fresh and organic produce at a much lower cost than the average grocery store.
As the farm-to-table movement gains popularity, so do CSAs. CSAs are popping up all over the world in countries like Italy, Norway, Japan, and even here in Canada.
And our stock market is the first CSA to be initiated within the Toronto District School Board. But as we started making our sales from the garden,
made homeless by the massive earthquake and the aftershocks in Nepal, the ancient city, many of the historic areas in Kathmandu specifically were destroyed. Places like Durbar Square, lots of buildings continued to fall down, series of aftershocks. And, my friend Nabin specifically, he lost his house. All the foundation was broken. Members of his family died, and as well as people within his village.
On April 25th, 2015, Nepal was struck with a massive earthquake. And in the video that we have just seen, one of the teachers at our school, Miss Costa, has spoken about her deep and personal connections with Nepal. With a magnitude of 7.8, this earthquake killed nearly 8,000 people, leaving 17,000 injured.
This tragedy resonated with our mission and should be an immediate response for us to address it.
And although we were currently working on our CSA initiative, upon hearing of the earthquake, we immediately dropped everything and quickly assembled as a team to organize a bake sale event to be held within the same week.
within the span of just 45 minutes, we were able to raise a total of $1,500. The government matched 100% of these proceeds, which summed up to a grand total of $3,000, which was donated to Nepal for relief efforts.
We are very humbled from all the school supported that we have received in order to help a shaken nation from across the world. The city is creating meaningful impact, one project at a time.
The momentum we gained from the bake sale allowed us to become steadfast with our mission and plunge right back into executing the stock market.
A CSA works just like the real stock market. Buyers can purchase shares within the garden and for a fixed term can receive a return in the form of fruits and vegetables.
So the stock market contains two separate options. The first, which is the bunch package, and for only $75, an individual can receive up to 3 weeks' worth of organic produce. And the second, which is the barrel package, for only $120, an individual can receive up to 6 weeks' worth of organic produce.
And upon payment, buyers will receive a stock certificate, which officially recognizes them as stock market shareholders.
Just like the stock market, there is risk associated with purchasing a share. This works in the same way that the produce shareholders receive is dependent upon the seasonal conditions as well as the time of harvest within the garden.
And yet, we're still expecting a variety of produce, including but not limited to kale, okra, vinegar, garlic, and various other herbs.
The stock market will be hosting up to 3 separate harvests, each occurring in the spring, summer, and the fall.
We are currently in the process of wrapping up our sales for the spring harvest, where in just 2 weeks, we've sold 43% of our shares. By the end of our third harvest in the fall, we estimate that we will make over $8,000.
100% of sales from the stock market will be cycled completely back into the garden to purchase seedlings as well as tools and to hopefully to provide students with summer jobs in the garden maintaining it.
To ensure that everyone in our community has access to our garden, the city implements the one-for-one program in the stock market.
So for each share purchase, one of equal value will be donated to the Northrop Harvest Food Bank, which will then be given to families to assist who on their own cannot afford these amazing vegetables.
And on top of that, we wanted to ensure that our product was eco-friendly. So, we have implemented several business practices in order to reduce our ecological
reusable canvas bags that will be used to package orders as well as promote the stock market.
Applications to purchase stocks are completed online.
Stock certificates are made on completely recycled cardstock.
And all means of communication are done through email or social media. This includes our Facebook, our Instagram, and our website.
In order to sustain this project, the garden will be further expanding in order to accommodate more farming space.
In addition to a bigger garden space, we're also hoping to have a greenhouse constructed by the winter of 2015, so farming can occur year-round.
The city brings together youth volunteers from all over Toronto to help with tending our gardens. City members ourselves spend a combined total of 30 hours per week to help progress this initiative. The city is creating a meaningful impact.
One project at a time.
We are dedicated to empower students with every project they develop and operate in order to reach one goal: create meaningful impact in the global and local community.
Whether we're sheltering Toronto's homeless with warmth during the coldest months of the year,
Meeting the needs of our community by introducing them to a new way of obtaining organic produce.
Or uniting as a community in order to assist our brothers and sisters from around the world in their time of need.
We are dedicated to address these issues.
with the initiation of 6 social projects,
We've been able to raise over $8,000.
And impacted the lives of over 900 individuals.
We are the city, and we are creating a meaningful impact
One project